Kia ora everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're preparing for job interviews here in New Zealand, you might be wondering what exactly are hiring managers looking for? Well, today I'm going to reveal the top skills that employers in New Zealand truly value. And more importantly, how you can show them in your interview to stand out from the crowd. But before we dive in, let me share a little secret with you. You might have years of experience and incredible technical knowledge, but guess what? In New Zealand and in many other first world countries, that alone often isn't enough. Yes, you heard me right. Many candidates get rejected not because they lack technical ability, but because they don't show the right soft skills. Things like communication skill, teamwork, and negotiation skills are so desirable in New Zealand job market. And here's the exciting part. These are skills you can learn, practice, and showcase starting today. So stick with me, because throughout this video, I'll break down the exact soft skills hiring managers are looking for, and by the end, you'll feel confident, prepared, and ready to impress any employer in New Zealand. So grab a pen and let's dive in. First, let's talk about communication. New Zealand workplaces value people who can express themselves clearly and respectfully. This doesn't mean you need to use complicated English. In fact, it's the opposite. Employers appreciate simple, clear, and confident communication. It's not only about speaking. Listening is just as important. Show that you pay attention, that you ask clarifying questions, and that you understand what others are saying. For example, in an interview, if they ask a long question, don't panic, smile, nod, and say something like, "That's a great question. Let me give you an example." This shows confidence and active listening. Next is teamwork. Here in New Zealand, most workplaces are very team-oriented. Even if you're applying for an individual role, you'll still need to work closely with others. Hiring managers want to see that you can cooperate, respect different perspectives, and keep a positive attitude. If you've ever helped resolve a team conflict, supported a colleague, or contributed to a group project, that's a perfect story to share. For example, you could say, "In my last job, our team had a disagreement about how to handle a project. I suggested we bring everyone's ideas together and find a middle ground. That way, everyone felt heard and we delivered on time." That shows teamwork, problem solving, and respect all in one. Number 3 is problem solving and initiative. Employers love people who don't just sit and wait for instructions, but actually take ownership of challenges. It could be something small, like noticing an error in a report and fixing it before it becomes a problem, or something big, like coming up with a new process that saves time. When you share these examples, use the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result. For example, in my previous role, a customer had an urgent issue. The system was down and no one was available to help. I quickly researched the problem, found a workaround, and explained it to the customer. As a result, they were happy and the manager appreciated my initiative. This shows you can think on your feet and deliver results. Number 4, adaptability. Things change quickly in workplaces, especially in New Zealand, where businesses are often agile and fast-moving. Employers want people who can adapt, learn new systems, and adjust to different ways of working. For example, you might be asked to use a new software tool, take on a different task, or support another department for a while. Instead of resisting change, show that you're flexible and willing to give it a go. In your interview, you can say something like, "When COVID-19 happened, I had to shift from face-to-face work to online. It was challenging, but I quickly learned the tools and helped my team adapt as well. That shows resilience and flexibility. Now this one is very important in New Zealand. Soft skills and cultural fit. Here, being humble, approachable, and respectful is highly valued. Employers don't just look at your qualifications, they look at your personality and how well you'll fit into the team. A great way to connect is by showing awareness of Kiwi culture. Even simple things like starting with a friendly kia ora, or acknowledging Maori values like wanaungatanga, relationships, and manakitanga, respect and care, can make a difference. Employers also appreciate people who bring positivity and kindness to the workplace. Remember, people want to work with people they enjoy being around. And finally, number 6, reliability. This one might sound basic, but it's a deal breaker. In New Zealand, trust is everything. Employers want to know that if you say you'll do something, you'll actually do it. Being punctual, being honest, and consistently following through on your commitments will make you stand out. You don't need to say, "I'm reliable." Instead, show it through examples. For instance, in my last role, I managed deadlines for multiple clients. Even under pressure, I made sure tasks were delivered on time and communicated if there were any delays. That simple example shows reliability and professionalism. Now here's a golden tip. In New Zealand, most interviews use the STAR method. S, situation, what was happening? T, task, what was your responsibility? A, action, what did you do? R, result, what was the outcome? If you structure your answers this way, you'll come across as clear, professional, and confident. Make sure you have at least the following 10-star stories ready in your bucket before your interview, and you'll be ready for almost any question. Here are those 10 stories you must use. Tell me about a time you worked in a team where there was conflict. How did you handle it? Give an example of when you solved a difficult problem at work. Describe a situation where you had to adapt quickly. Tell me about a time you delivered excellent customer service. Tell me about a time you had to learn something new at work. Can you give an example of when you showed leadership? Describe a time you worked with people from different backgrounds. Give me an example of how you manage deadlines. Tell me about a time you worked under pressure. Tell me about a time you improved the way things were done at work. Make sure these stories are organized in STAR format. For example, the interviewer asked you, tell me about a time you worked in a team where there was conflict. How did you handle it? Your ideal answer should be like, in my previous job as a digital marketing coordinator, I was part of a team launching a new campaign. 2 colleagues strongly disagreed on the creative direction. My role was to help the team move forward while ensuring we didn't miss our deadlines. I suggested we hold a quick meeting where each person could present their ideas, and then we combined the strongest parts of both. I acted as a neutral facilitator, keeping the focus on the campaign's goals instead of personal preferences. The team agreed on a blended approach. The campaign launched on time and it ended up performing 20% better than expected. The manager later praised me for helping maintain harmony in the team. See, if you become an expert in this STAR technique, you can make any story in no time. And the best part is, during the interview, to answer these types of questions, your story doesn't need to be from your work experience. You can also make this story based on your personal life. So if you're preparing for a job interview in New Zealand, remember, it's not just about your technical skills. Hiring managers are looking at the whole picture, how you communicate, how you work in a team, how you solve problems, how you adapt, and whether they can rely on you. Be genuine, be humble, share your real experiences. That's what makes you stand out in New Zealand's job market. I believe in you. Your next opportunity is waiting. Before I wrap up, I want to share a few quick tips that can really boost your job search in New Zealand. Be active on LinkedIn. In New Zealand, recruiters often check your LinkedIn profile first. It's not just a digital resume. It's a powerful tool for networking and attracting opportunities. Work on your English. You don't need to speak like a native speaker. Just make sure your English is clear, confident, and easy to understand. One great way to improve is by joining a Toastmasters club, which you can find in every major city here. It's an amazing way to sharpen your public speaking skills. Stay active while job hunting. Don't sit idle. Get involved in volunteer work with organizations like the Red Cross. Volunteering not only helps your English, but also builds your network, references, and confidence, and nobody judges you for your experience while volunteering. Attend networking events. Use platforms like meetup.com to find gatherings in your area that match your interests. These events are perfect for meeting like-minded people, building connections, and opening doors to new opportunities. Remember, every small step you take outside your comfort zone brings you closer to landing your dream job in New Zealand. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe for more tips, and share this with a friend who's job hunting. And tell me in the comments, which skill do you think is your strongest?